Hey everybody, it's Romania Black, and welcome back. We are doing a lot of chapters today, so we're finishing up season 2 of the audio drama for Modazushi, which includes episodes 15 and 16. It's going to cover chapters 63 through 68. I chose to do these two episodes together because in the explanation of the chapters, it says that episode 15 covers 63 through 66, and then episode 16 that finishes out season 2 of the audio drama covers 66 to 68. And I was like, I didn't feel comfortable stopping at the midway point of a chapter. That always kind of rubs me the wrong way. So there may be a few reactions in the future that are longer than usual because I combine episodes, because they stop in the middle of a chapter. I'm like, why would you do that? So that's why we're covering so much today. But we not only have chapters 63 through 68, I'm also covering the final extra of season 2, which is Villainous Friends, which the thumbnail shows Yao and Yang. And I'm like, okay, I'm assuming it's their relationship, what we don't see in the Donghua or in the novel or in the Untamed. There was also an extra called Sleeping with WuXian, like Falling Asleep with WuXian, but I think it's just we did Falling Asleep with Wanji, with Lanzan, like a few chapters ago, and I think this is just the other side of it. So I didn't want to react to it because I was like, I don't know. If y'all change my mind, you want to see me like just sit there and be like, what, listening to WuXian, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, I'll probably just listen to that one on my own time. And then the extras for season 2, like the behind the scenes extras, I'll probably listen to on my own time when I get the chance. Just because they're not really anything to do with the story itself. Right, so that's what we're gonna do. And Villainous Friends is like 30 minutes, so it's gonna be like last week, a pretty long discussion and interaction. But I liked last week a lot. Last week, man, we got the Ealing Patriarch, and then we cut back to the present. So it's gonna be Valentine's Day when this comes out on YouTube. It's the week before on Patreon. But I watched the Untamed last night, and those were simultaneously the perfect and most imperfect things to watch on Valentine's Day. But the good thing about this is we're going back to the present. So I'm like, okay, we're going back to WuXian being with Wanji in the present, much like we are in the Untamed, only now we're back to much further in the story where WuXian has been stabbed by Baby Ling and Wanji's taken him back. So I'm very curious to know what ends up happening from this point on, because we still in the novel have not touched on Zixuan's death. We've not done Yanli's death. We've not done Ning's death. There's a lot of flashback material that hasn't been covered by the novel yet. So it'll be great to go back and experience that a third and final time when we get to it. But yeah, I am pretty excited. I feel like we're going to touch base on the things that we haven't seen, that we've already seen in the other previous 2 versions. We're going to touch base on that in the novel. At the same time, I'm going to be doing Yi City in the Untamed. So it'll all work out in the wash eventually, right? But I am pretty excited to get into these chapters and see what all we go over in terms of what's being left out. So what I'm going to do is, since Villainous Friends is not directly tied to the story itself, it's like an extra set of chapters at the end of the novel, but they just chose to put it here at the end of season 2, I guess because it fits best here, which we're going back to the present with Yao and trying to figure out his involvement. So makes sense. But with that being said, I'm going to be looking at the first 2 episodes of the audio drama, 15 and 16, to round out season 2. And then I will stop the reaction. I'm going to go read it in the novel, read the chapters, and then come back and talk about the chapters in the Manhua. And then we'll round out this discussion for this episode of this reaction with Villainous Friends and talking about it. So that's the plan, right? I've been going to Sweebian Subs to get all of these. So if you are not on Sweebian Subs Discord, there is a link down below in the description that you can go and get on there. Thank you, Sweebian Subs. Y'all are amazing. But I'm pretty excited. I got my coffee. I'm all set to go. I am ready. I am ready for, after all the pain that has been happening the last several episodes, I am ready for them to be back in the present. I'm just going to say, I am ready for them to be back. It has been needed. So yeah, Modazushi chapter 63 through 68. And we'll see what happens. So let's not waste any more time, shall we? We are going to start audio drama episode 15 and then 16. And we're going to start that here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Because that's what he remembers. thing he says when he wakes up is, I want to go home with you. My heart. Yeah. Remember? And we gotta go tie this all back. Like, remember what happened like 40 chapters ago? Yep. Four days. Such a long dream. It's all in the past. Oh. Oh my gosh. Don't be ridiculous. Don't go. Oh. I am. And he has a sword again. Yeah. One in a million coincidence. You brought me back. Oh yeah, Xichen. Speaking of which, yeah! Right. An unpleasant interlude. Under Wei Sang's supervision. Who's someone trustworthy you sent? Flawless. Sure he will. Oh. He saw it with his own eyes. Yes. He cannot be trusted. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. But I trust Yao, yeah. Yep. Yep, so there's our distinction. They each trust the people they care about. Yep. But you're wrong, Xichen. Because Xichen is a great person. I saw some things. Some things. Yes. The Song of Clarity. Uh-huh. And WuXian's gonna play it back. Oh. Oh. I love it. It's a little different with it being a different instrument, but it's still the same melody. Cool. It is. Cleansing. Oh. Obscure and difficult. WuXian's like, well, I just did it, so. And he requested it. Yeah! Its effects are excellent. Oh. Oh my gosh. It's definitely impossible. How could he have gotten it wrong? The part I got wrong. Uh-huh. And he's playing again to show that he knows what he's doing. That's the part. Doesn't sound out of place, but it's not a part of cleansing. Mm-hmm. It was polished before it was inserted. Oh, wow. Uh-huh. And Xichen's like, fine, let's go investigate this. Oh, and he's seeing it. Everything is where it was before to rebuild it. They wanted it to look exactly the same. Okay. The Room of Forbidden Books. Yeah, I was copying rules here for a month and I didn't notice this. Okay. Of strange songs. Ooh. I find it curious that in Gusa they have these books of like evil songs that no one should know. I guess they're hiding them there. Eh? All right. I love that we just get them just chucking the books. For 4 hours. Oh. Wanji's like, I'll do it. You rest. That was such a Like, what? I love that music. Oh, it's nothing. Our detective duo. They don't connect. Page has been taken out. It was perfectly removed so you wouldn't tell it was gone. Collection of turmoil. Ah. Can take lives in just 7 notes. Oh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Like a slow poison. Yes! Let me make some bold speculations here. And this is where sushi would come in because Yao wouldn't have access to this. Yep. Yeah, so he doesn't know about it. But yeah, I mean, it's speculation though, and Xichen wants concrete evidence. So why would he need the page? But that's still speculation. Ah. Are you going to go against the rules? Oh. Are 2 different people. Oh, wow. Yeah. We have to figure out which one's the right one. Yep. Yep. It's a misunderstanding. The person has been a lie. Oh. And that you were caught in the web of deceit. Oh! Oh! Like what that would do to him. Yeah, Xichen's like, this is going to crumble my world if it's true. Because he stuck up for him for all these years. Oh, yeah, and Xichen's going to take him back. Okay. Ah. Gentian flowers. That was their mother's. Yeah. Yep. And their father secluded himself. Yeah. Oh. Met her on the outskirts of Gusu. Love at first sight. Lovely says the youth are sentimental. Oh, did not return his affections. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh. Repentance. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. An unspeakable disease. Oh. And that's why Chiron was like that. Oh. The more unwilling he's is to talk. Oh, yeah. But he looked forward to seeing his mother. And Xichen was the same. Oh. Sounds like you. Oh, Xichen, did we not study hard enough? Oh. 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 6. He didn't know what gone meant. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. He still kept coming. He's been stubborn. She was kind and gentle. I don't wish to know. Yeah. Yeah. We're once mere children. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. They didn't have their parents. Yeah. But what did they do wrong? Ugh. That's so hard. Oh. You're standing in front of the most notorious rule breaker. Ha ha. Well, you know, he's going to be part of the family, so it's fine. Yeah. True. Then I'll sleep on it and make him tell me. Oh. 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 He's thinking of the branding. Xichen's like, I can't stop you, can I? Aha. An enigmatic family, yes. Many romantics. They're all romantics. Yeah. Romantic monks. He is romantic. Peony. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He couldn't have kept them for me, but he did. Oh, is it shameless? Uh-huh. His self-restraint keeps improving. Well, I know it's quite the opposite. No! Really? You won't? Oh, WuXian, you troll! You troll! The ignorant is not guilty. It's the one he put water in, wasn't it? I like that he spits out plain water like it's something gross. Of course, it would be like lukewarm water. That's true. And you shot yourself in the foot. Oh, imagine showing up at Xichen's quarters. Of course. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so glad I'm watching another episode. Oh my god. So yeah, keep playing with that forehead ribbon. I love that he's like, Whoosh is like, maybe I should talk to him about this thing. No, I'll just keep teasing him. and just holding it off. I'm like, WuXian. WuXian. Okay. Okay. I do want to, I'm going to listen to the AD with the ending of episode 16, but we need to get to that first. Oh my god. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Okay. Ooh, this image is of, looks like WuXian with his parents. And he's holding, Wanji holding that tiny waist of WuXian. You guys will see it here in a second. We're going to start here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Look at Wanji holding that tiny waist. Yes. Means he doesn't trust him. Uh-huh. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Oh, he must have just been deceived. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. When the time comes. Uh-huh. Funny that. Uh-huh. Really? But he's been here the whole time. Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It's just setting up a trap. Oh, that whisper. Oh. And now Xichen is concerned because he knows that Wuxian's been there the whole time. There's no way he could have done this. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep, telling them they're at the head of the burial mound. I will never tolerate it. And now Xichen has more conviction. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because that makes no sense to Xichen. He's like, well, Wuxian's been here the whole time unconscious, so there's no way he could be gathering up all these corpses. So that's just making Yao look even more suspicious. Wow. Crazy. Okay. Little apple. You got fat. Yee, the meaty diet with those rabbits. Oh, circling around him. Oh my god, stop. Oh. You only love Lanzan. You hold it. Oh my god. He sounds so happy, Wanji. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Unlike me. Oh. Oh. That's so sad, though. Oh. Wuxian's like, everybody runs from me. It's like, no, Wanji doesn't. And the song playing. Oh, and lifting him up. That's what that picture is. Oh, Wanji chuckling? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh. Oh. Wants him to hold the reins like his dad did. So he could feel like the same, like a couple. Oh. Shut up. I mean, and that in the Dongwon we get Sijui right after that. Oh my god! Oh my Wanji. Oh, my heart. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. I did. Hmm? No. Can't lie. Oh my gosh. Ah! What do you think? He's like, I wouldn't know. I didn't make the song. Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop. Oh my god. Oh my god. I cannot, y'all. Oh my god. Wanji's little gasp when he started playing WuXian. Mm-mm. 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 It's too good. God, that's too good. That's so romantic. Say here, you stupid donkey. Let's just go into this house and help ourselves. We'll just leave them some money and take their stuff. Seems legit. That's how this works. Oh my god. Then let's just stay here with me on top of you. Sure. Yep. Seems legit. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's a straw on your forehead ribbons too. Oh my god, stop. Oh. That's why Wanji's been like that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Injustice shares a common enemy, but revenge is personal. Interesting. Oh, God. Oh, it's Ning. Oh, and he's getting him to go away. Oh. I am a fierce corpse after all. When they growl, it'll sound like this. And this is tying back to the Donghua. Okay, it's just redone in a different way. Interesting. Okay, so this all makes sense. I just smeared on some. Oh my gosh. Oh, shy Smiley, this cinnamon zombie. It reeks of blood. Oh, okay. I still love the idea that it's Mojang Yu in the donkey's body. I like it. I don't know who did this either. Mmm. And he has that stutter. Ha! Uh-huh. You got rid of him. Okay. Oh. Ning helped them escape. Yeah, where could he hide? Oh. Oh my gosh. All right. Hide your tracks, and we'll rendezvous there. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. And I just watched this in The Untamed. So great. You paid for the meal. Kind of like you were my date. After you retire. I'll help you think of something. Oh, conveniently. What shall I do? We'll switch that. Yeah, yeah. Shut up. What little one? Mm. Oh my god. If he had lived, he would have been in his teens. Yep. Oh my god. Oh my god. WuXian, you're imagining a future with Wanji. You can't say you're not in love with him. Oh my god. Right. Oh. Oh, Ching. Oh. Creepy. It's kind of creepy. Yeah, it's cute, but it's creepy. All right. Just sends it right back. 100 people caught. So this is tying back to the cave, although I don't think we'll get the blood making the red wedding clothes like in the Donghua, but... Don't look anymore. It's in the past. Ah. Allow me! Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've been summoning them all there. What a madman. Yeah, to think somebody's going to use it against him. And now he gets why it's despicable. Sweep in. Yeah, I haven't used a sword in years. Ah. Hmm. Okay. me! Yeah! Assist me, I'm hungry! Jin-chan. Hmm. Huh! Baby Ling! Watch your language. Ugh. Oh. Oh. Oh no, this Jin-chan kid, calm down. Wanji's like, I guess so. Let's just go help him. Senior Mo! Ah! Why is he helping us? Senior Way. Sishui, you diplomat, you. You're very broke. Ah! Mmm. Hmm. Oh. 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 Shingyu's like, you wanted to stay here? Then go chase some way. Mm-hmm. Yep, you stay in the cave, it's not good. Look at you, Xichen! Aww. Oh shit, Chang's there. Oh god, yeah, I'm a corpse. I can fix it back myself. Oh my god, and now Chang's there too. Oh. And Cheeren's there too. Like oil and water. Well, that's what y'all thought. Well. Sushi. Sushi. No. The audacity. Oh. Assassination attempt. But we all know. Hmm. Yeah, so basically Yao has Xichen and that's just an excuse. Oh. It's like just right back to where he was before he died. Like nothing had changed. Stop! I'm here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because yeah, back in the past, when everybody was blaming WuXian, no one was on WuXian's side defending him or supporting him. And Wanji couldn't admit that he liked him and that he was here for him. And now it's like, no, he can say, I'm here for you. That whole part of WuXian just saying, like, him thinking of the future, being like, aren't you going to retire? Like, we'll just go off and we'll build two houses side by side, because why would we stay in the same house? And he's like, oh, you'll go get the food and stuff and all these. And at first he's like, has like the feminine role of making the clothes. And then he's like, no, I suck at that. I'll go get the food. You make the clothes, Wanji. You're much more suited for that. So I like that there's that the idea of gender roles and what's expected. WuXian and Wanji kind of subvert that because Wanji's definitely like the top in this situation in my mind, and WuXian is definitely like the power bottom. But as far as like gender roles, it kind of subverts it because Wanji is the more refined, sophisticated one. Despite that, so he would make the clothes, and WuXian's like, I'll just go get some fish. Oh my god, I love it. I absolutely love it. And then just like the gasps from Wanji, I'm like, stop. These were so good, and it ends right at the perfect moment. Okay, that was a good place to cut off. So I want to hear the preview, but after this, I'm gonna get off of here and go read those chapters and see I want to see the manhwa for when they're in the farmhouse and they're like pinned up against one another, and WuXian realizing wait, someone that likes him but bullies and keeps him away. It kind of sounds like what Wanji was doing to me during Gusu all those years ago. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, yeah. So, gonna go do that. Mm-hmm. And then we'll come back and talk about this and the manhwa, and then we'll listen to Villainous Friends. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that when Sushi says, oh, well, someone attempted an assassination on Yao, and Xichen's with him healing him. It's like, no, Xichen has been captured by Yao, and I'm pretty sure that Xichen is the one that made the attempt, not to assassinate him necessarily, but to point out and be like, I'm looking at the lyrics of this now. Oh, still hard to understand? Uh-huh, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I forget that the zither is also called Wanji that he has. Yeah, this current timeline is different than the past. Oh. Oh my gosh. This first love was all for you. Oh my god. It's just, these episodes were like the perfect mix of mystery and romance. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hum a song of joy and regret. My heart. My heart. Okay. I want to hear the preview of this because we're kind of in uncharted waters, because I know you all said that the Donghua did things a little bit differently than the novel, and I've not gotten to this in the Untamed. Season 3! Are they going to give us anything? Oh, I bet they won't because it's the end of the season. Dang it. Dang it. Okay. Okay. Crud. Okay. Well, I am going to go and read the novel chapters, and then we'll come back and talk about them in the manhwa, and then we'll listen to Villainous Friends. Oh, those chapters were so good. I think the chapters 63 through 68 really cement to me why I like Modao Zushi. You know why? Because they are a combination of fantasy, mystery, suspense, and romance. There was the stuff with Yao, there's the stuff with the Burial Mounds, with Ning and everything, and then sandwiched all in between this is the romantic stuff with our poor chaotic gremlin, WuXian, who is definitely, you can see the transition, you can see the wheels turning, and that now that we're out of the flashback, and now that he's back in the present with Wanji and realizing that Wanji is not the same person he was before. WuXian's definitely, there's little moments in these chapters that I was like, yeah, you're realizing that you like Wanji quite a bit, don't you? Yep, it's becoming more and more apparent, and the flirting is becoming more and more apparent, and it's like starting to ramp up a little bit, and I'm like, I'm getting pretty excited. So, there are notes that I have about these chapters, and then the manhwa artwork was really good. The manhwa artwork was really, really good. It was chapters 173 to 183, 10 chapters of the manhwa covering these chapters here in the novel and the audio drama, and they were really well done. I really, really liked them. And so, yeah, there's not too many distinctions from the novel to the audio drama. Probably the biggest one that I noticed was that the audio drama does a really nice job. I'm glad I watched these 2 episodes together ending season 2 because they bookend very well. They have Wanji telling WuXian when he wakes up, I am here. And it ends in the audio drama with as WuXian's being confronted again by all these people that think he's wrong, it's Wanji saying, I am here. In the novel, Wanji does not say I am here at the very end of chapter 68, but there is a internal monologue where WuXian realizes that as all these people are spouting all this nonsense and blame to him, WuXian's like, I'm not alone anymore. And it's him and Wanji there, and he sees Wanji. He's like, I'm not by myself. I do have someone here supporting me. Because that's been the thing. I'm watching The Untamed at the same time as this, and reading the novel, watching The Untamed, there's a sense of isolation that WuXian's just by himself, and he doesn't think he has anybody to rely upon. And he thinks for a time with the winds, which we'll get to that in the novel later, he thinks for a time that he has them, and then he doesn't, and he's by himself, and that's where things really fall apart. And so this timeline in the present where he's in Mojang Yu's body is different because he realizes he's not alone. He has Wanji there with him. And that makes all the difference, that you realize that there's someone there to be with you. And it's like, So there was that. God, talk about Xichen, talk about that. But there's lots of moments in here where WuXian, throughout the novel, he specifically says, like, Wanji being the most beautiful person he's ever seen, and that he can't understand these feelings that are awakening in him. It's like, yep. It's like, these feelings are awakening. They've been there the whole time. You're just becoming self-aware of them, right? But yeah, there's a moment, we'll get to it, that we'll talk about what WuXian says about Wanji. I'm like, oh, honey, you got it bad. And you're just now realizing it. Wanji's realized it for 20 years nearly, but you're just now realizing it. So yeah, WuXian wanting to go back to Gusu. That's such a great, after watching that in The Untamed where Wanji says, he's like, I just want him to come with me. And then WuXian says that on his own. In the Donghua, he says it on the rooftop. And Wanji's like, But I like it here in this more intimate moment where WuXian wakes up and he's like, I want to go back with you. And he doesn't even realize he's already there. It's like, he didn't even realize it. And then Wanji's like, oh, you're already back here. So, So 4 days has gone by, and I like in the audio drama that Wuxian's like, well, it's all in the past. My dream and everything, the dream of the past life, it's all behind us. Like that's the one thing I like about this story is that you go through all this angst and sadness, and then you get back to this timeline and you're like, okay, no, there's a chance for happiness. Good. We can correct this. It's really good, right? And so yeah, I love that Xichen saying that he saw some things. It's like that's the most apt description of Wuxian going through these like 30 flashback chapters. He's like, I saw some things. It's like, sure you did. Yep. And so the idea of Wuxian, I like that he plays, because in the Donghua, Wanji plays back the Song of Clarity on the zither because he was there in the Donghua with Wuxian in the empathy with Mingzhu. And a lot of you commented during the Donghua, you're like, it's not how it happens in the novel and it doesn't quite make sense. Me, at the time, being Donghua only, I was like, it makes sense to me. Now I get what you're saying. The idea that he wasn't originally there, that it was just Wuxian saying this. And I agree with several of you. Several of you commented on this in the Donghua at the time, and I was like, okay. And now I agree with you. It adds more that it was just Wuxian in the past with Mingzhu, watching Mingzhu and Yao. It adds so much more to it because now you have Xichen and Wanji. Both of them have full trust in the ones that they love. Xichen with Yao and Wanji with Wuxian. And the fact that Wanji wasn't there, he's completely relying on Wuxian telling the truth. He has complete faith that Wuxian is being accurate. And I think it's much more powerful, and it speaks bigger volumes for Wanji's love and trust for Wuxian that he does believe in him when he wasn't actually there. Because this is a big accusation. This is saying that the overall clan leader has had some meddling in all this, maybe even as far back as 13 years ago. And it's a pretty big accusation, and Wanji's staking a lot with this. So him placing a lot of trust in Wuxian is pretty big. And Xichen's like, okay, you really trust this guy that just came back from the dead in another man's body, but I trust Yao. And so you have two characters that have built up this trust for over a decade in someone, and we know one of them is wrong. And it's like, it's so well done. But I like that Wuxian plays it back on the flute, and that something's wrong, and that's how they're piecing it all together. He's like, no. And Yao's smart. Wuxian's like, well, you think Yao's one of the smartest people in the world, so how could he have gotten this wrong? He has a photographic memory. We've seen him memorize scrolls and things like that. So he couldn't have gotten this wrong. It had to have been intentional. And you can see in the novel and in the audio drama, you can see and hear the gears turning in Xichen's head of him being like, and there's that inkling of doubt coming in, right? And we get that kind of expanded on further with the Jade token later on. But yeah, the idea that Wuxian's like, and he didn't just, it's also premeditated. He's like, he didn't just insert it in on accident, right? Because then you would have noticed it was polished and then inserted. So I love that wording of it. It's like, yeah, this was very much premeditated, very, very intentional. And they talk about how they searched for 4 hours, they find this song, and they talk about how it could take a life in 7 notes. Like it's that powerful of a malicious song. And Wuxian's like, I know Yao is not strong enough as a cultivator, because we established that Yao is not the strongest cultivator. We established that, I think, way back in the novel previously when he was talking about his upbringing. But Wuxian's like, I know Yao's not strong enough to instantly use the song and instantly kill someone. But if he slowly weaved it in to another song over the course of several months, it would act like a slow poison and slowly drive Mingzhu insane. And Xichen's like, yeah, you could do that. And it's like, I love it. I absolutely love it. So figuring out that Yao, and so figuring out which Yao is real, that's Xichen's big hurdle. He's like, which Yao is real? The Zhao that I've come to know and care about my entire life, or the Zhao that is actually manipulative and has ulterior motives? And Xichen's like, I have to find out. And the fact that Xichen says, he's like, if it proves I've been deceived, because that would be such a betrayal. Like, Xichen has stood up for Yao and said, all these things that Yao's benefit, and has given him the benefit of the doubt over and over again. And he's like, if I've been deceived by him, that's huge. And so I can't tell you all how much I'm waiting for the temple, the Gunjin temple. Y'all have told me that it's different than the Donghua, and I'm excited. I've not got to it in the Untamed, obviously. I figure that around the time I get to it in the novel is around the time we get to it in the Untamed. So it'll be interesting to compare those two versions. But y'all have said it's different than the Donghua, so I'm very, very excited to get there. But yeah, and then Xichen offers to take Wuxian back. I love this. It happened in the Donghua. It's a little bit altered, but the idea of Lanzan and Xichen's mom. And so I find it interesting that they make note in both versions, the audio drama and the novel, that Wanji and Xichen's father fell instantly in love with her, but she didn't quite return that affection. And I think that is because a lot of people, I know we were comparing in the Donghua WuXian and Wanji with Wanji's parents, but I don't, when they say that she didn't return his affection immediately, I guess that's kind of like WuXian, because WuXian wasn't sure if he loved Wanji back. Like, Wanji fell head over heels from WuXian White from the start, and WuXian had to kind of figure it out that he did, and maybe that's the comparison between the two. But it's really sad. It's really sad. We don't know why she killed the teacher, and I like Xichen's response of, I don't want to know why. Because it doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, when they get finished with that conversation and that story about her, and WuXian says, well, she seemed really kind and gentle, and Xichen's like, yeah, she was always kind and gentle to us. I never knew her any way else. And I think that's why he doesn't want to know. He's like, it doesn't matter why she killed someone. I want to remember her as she was to me, as I remember her. That other stuff doesn't matter. And it's a nice callback to now that WuXian's been reincarnated in Mo Jianyu's body, that Wanji's like, the past is over. Like, I don't care what you did in the past. I care how you are now. And that can kind of relate to maybe why Xichen is so open about WuXian in this moment, because it relates back to the mom. He's like, well, what you did in the past is in the past. I'm worried about you now and how you are. And it's like, okay, that's a cool tie-in. But yeah, it's so sad because it's the idea that Wanji and Xichen's dad, to save her, married her to save her, but then the most he could do is just lock her up, and then he got locked up. Although obviously they got together at least twice because they had Wanji and Xichen, so they at least saw each other multiple times, I'm sure. But it's sad that they had to seclude himself, and basically his life was ruined. He was a prominent cultivator, and at 20 years old he got married and secluded himself, and then he lost her, and then he lost his life after the burning of Gusu. So it's a tragic love story for them. But I'm glad that MXTX doesn't dwell on it too much. We just get a little bit of the backstory there, because obviously WuXian and Wanji's love story is different. It's not a parallel or a mirror of Wanji's parents. It's going to be different, right? So that's interesting. But yeah, doing it as a way to repent a sacrifice. And it all makes sense why Chirin is so strict with them, because he doesn't want their lives to be destroyed like Wanji's father was. But Wanji is stubborn, and these romantic monks, they just fall in love at first sight, and they fall hard and fast, and there's just no helping it, right? There's just no helping it. So then, yeah, the idea that Xichen knows about Wanji's brand, and he knows that Wanji got drunk when he branded himself, and when he sees him with the Emperor's smile, he's like, maybe you shouldn't drink, because the last time you drank, so it's been a while since he's drank, and then Wanji's like, it's not going to happen again, being like, I got my man back, I'm not mourning, right? So then we have to think about the peony, and several of you have noted the peony is going to come up at some point. And I was like, okay, so we've got the bookmark is the dried flower, the peony, and several of you have said that it's going to come back and be a plot point. So I was like, okay, there's our little flag. Pin that peony back for later. It's going to come back, but he has it as a bookmark. So I'm like, obviously it's probably something that him and WuXian got together at some point, or was given to him by WuXian or something. Because I think in the Donghua, when they're at Yi City, several things are out of order in the Donghua than the novel, but doesn't WuXian grab a flower and he gives it to Wanji? And I think several of you noted then, you're like, oh, it's the peony. And I was like, okay. So I know we're going to get to it eventually, but I've pinned that peony back in my mind for later, that we'll come back to it, right? And then, yeah, WuXian, that whole part about him and the forehead ribbon, where in the Donghua he has the gay panic moment where he sees the picture, the handwriting in the book, and he's like, why'd Wanji keep it all these years? And he starts to panic. In this, Wanji comes into the room, WuXian's like, man, maybe I should talk to him about that forehead ribbon and why he's not been bothered that I've been touching it. Maybe I should talk to him about it, but why don't I not do that? And then, because ignorance, if you're ignorant, you can't be guilty. So I'll just keep playing it off like I don't know anything and I'll get away with it. And I'm like, WuXian. I was like, you have this opportunity to get a confession possibly out of Wanji and to talk about him about the forehead ribbon, but instead you're like, I'll just ignore it and keep teasing him about it and surely nothing will happen. Our chaotic gremlin. I'm like, WuXian, no. I just shameless. I could not believe it. And then just keep playing with the forehead ribbon. Oh, buddy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then we have the whole thing with the jade token, and that's a big sign there when Yao comes to visit Xichen and the jade token goes off, because that's a sign that Xichen doesn't trust Yao anymore. That there's that inkling of doubt has grown, and I think it grows a lot after their conversation, because Yao's like, oh, well, WuXian's been waking all these corpses and taking them all to the burial mounds. He's scaling a large-scale attack, I'm sure. And Xicen's just like, why are you doing this? Like, clearly, he knows that WuXian's been there the last 4 days and hasn't done a thing. He's been unconscious. And Yao's telling him a lie. And it's like, for the first time, you just know Xichen is now full of doubt. And so when he tells Wang Ji and WuXian afterwards, he's like, okay, you guys go to the burial mounds. I'm going to go check out Yao. And we find out later that stuff has gone down, right? That stuff has gone down. But then before they leave, they have the rabbit scene. That's so adorable. I love all the rabbits love Wang Ji. Of course they do. But I think it's so telling in that moment that WuXian says that all animals and everyone, they flee from me. They all go away from me. And Wang Ji's just like, you're still on about that. You're still self-loathing. You know, you have a new body. This is your second chance. Like, it's so telling of where WuXian's headspace is, that he's still very self-loathing of himself at this point. But then it is reflected later on at the end of chapter 68. And then the memory of his parents. We have the memory of his parents in the audio drama in this, where he imagines, and it's so telling, like, WuXian, honey. He does a lot of fantasizing in these chapters. And so when he imagines Wang Ji like his father, and the novel says that his father is very soft-spoken and very quiet, like Wang Ji, and WuXian's like his mom. And so he imagines him like his mother on top of the donkey and his father holding the reins. And he wants to replicate that moment as a couple, so he makes Wang Ji hold the reins. And then he imagines, he's like, if only we had a kid. And I'm like, but you do! He just doesn't realize it yet. It's like, ah! And there is a moment, though. There is a moment. I want to talk about this before we go any further. We're back, and I have my notes from the novel up here. We're back in the moment where he's talking about the peony. There's a moment where Wang Ji's face is illuminated by the candlelight, and WuXian makes the comment of how beautiful he looks. And I'm like, you're fooling no one, WuXian. You're talking about him being beautiful. You're wanting him to act like your father, and you're the mother. Like, and then on top of that, we'll get to the whole fantasizing the retirement plan. Like, we'll get to that. But yeah, before we get to that, though, they go to the house, the farmhouse. They go to the farmhouse, and then they realize someone is inside, and they duck out of sight onto the bed of straw. The Manhua does a really good job with this, and I've put some pictures up of that. But when they fall into the straw, WuXian falls on top of Wang Ji, and he's like, shh, he's like, don't move. I love that the Manhua does a really good job of illustrating WuXian being like, shh, keep quiet. And Wang Ji's just like, and so Wang Ji's in like close proximity with this man he likes. And then WuXian, you troll, this absolute troll, the whole like the whole second brother, which is a flirty connotation of calling someone flirty your second brother. He keeps like whispering it in Wang Ji's ear, and Wang Ji's like, I've about had enough. Like, how dare you? I'm like trying to compose myself, and this man I love is on top of me, whispering flirty things in my ear. Like, do you not want me to react? Like, I can see now that Wang Ji is just gonna snap at some point. Like, it's just gonna happen, because WuXian just keeps teasing him. And WuXian, it's like, ah! And there's a line in the novel where WuXian says, as he's lying on top of, he says, he laid on top of Wang Ji, and it was pulling out, it was full of secretive delights that could be, that he, what does it say? My handwriting is awful. I was like, it was full of secretive delights that couldn't be brought to words. Full of secret delights that couldn't be brought to words. Yeah, you're turned on by it. That's all I could think of when I was reading that moment. I was like, yeah, you're turned on by Wang Ji in this moment. You just don't realize it. Reading that part of the novel, I was like, WuXian, no. And then they flip over, and Wang Ji's on top of WuXian, and that's when WuXian pulls the piece of straw off his headband, and Wang Ji gives him the trust. He's like, okay, I trust you're not going to do anything stupid, and he pulls the piece of straw off. And, oh my gosh. And at that moment, the mom and dad are talking about the little boy getting bullied, and the mom's like, oh, well, that's just what boys do. they bully each other if they like them. And in that moment, the audio drama draws it out a little bit more than the novel. But in that moment, WuXian's like, wait, all these years ago, I was bullying Wanji. Wanji was bullying me. Is it because we like each other? It's like, yes. Yep. So WuXian is slowly realizing and coming to terms with his feelings. And I like that the author is taking her time and slowly revealing this. Like, we've known since the beginning of the novel, or it maybe wasn't apparent unless you've watched the Donghua all the way through, but we've known for quite some time, going back and forth between the past and the present. And it makes more sense now why MXTX does this, because if you watch the Donghua and the Untamed, you get kind of from the start, because it flashes back and forth, that Wanji does like WuXian. But in the novel, it's not quite apparent. But because she goes back and forth from the past to the present, you get these little indicators that, well, Wanji's acting a lot different to WuXian now than he did in the past. And by the time you get to the Turtle Cave, you're like, oh, Wanji's liked WuXian for a long time. And it all makes sense now. So I do like that the author weaves this love story very, very subtly. Like, this is the definition of a slow burn. Like, it just slowly is building. And I feel like with these chapters specifically, the wheel is turning now. You've known for a while that Wanji has had these feelings for WuXian, but now WuXian is starting to realize that he has these feelings for Wanji, and it's like, yep. But yeah, so there's that. And then Ning shows up, and they do the whole thing where they help him escape. They bury the corpses. It's really sad because Ning remembers his sister, and it's like, and WuXian tries to tell him, like, the past is in the past. We just gotta move forward from now and not think about it and let it make us sad. But then he has this fantasy about retiring with Wanji, and it's the whole, oh, I'm not gay, but I'm gay fantasy, right? Because at first he's like, oh, well, we'll just retire. Wanji could just retire, and I'll build a house next to his. We won't live in the same house. No. I'll build it next to his, because that way, we're just good friends, right? But then he's talking about their roles and how at first he says Wanji would go out and catch the fish, and then he would make the clothes, and then he stops himself and he's like, no, I suck at sewing, so I'll go get the food and Wanji will make the clothes. And he's like, all we need is a kid. I'm like, WuXian, I don't know how to tell you this, but friends, even best friends, they don't discuss having a child together. That usually does not come up. Nope, that does not come up. If you're talking about getting a kid together, you are in a significant relationship with them, and you probably just, God. But yeah, at that point I was like, oh, honey, yep, just fantasizing about this, and they need a Sijui, and they have one, and WuXian doesn't even realize it. I'm so excited for those chapters to come. I'm so ready for WuXian to get the revelation that he has a kid, because in the Donghua it happens all at once. He's like, if only we had a kid, and then Ning and Sijui show up, and you're like, but here it's all just set up, but we don't get the reveal yet. I'm like, and honestly, if I hadn't watched the Donghua or the Untamed, at this point in the novel, I wouldn't know that Sijui was Yan. And so that's so good. We haven't even seen the dinner date scenes yet. We haven't even seen that yet. So they talk about it in the audio drama, but we've not seen that, I don't believe, in the audio drama yet. We've not gotten to that point. So it's all just setting stuff up that we're going to see later on. It's great. So yeah, there's 100 people trapped in the cave. And WuXian, I like in the novel, he describes himself, he's like, since I'm in Mojang Yu's body, I'm kind of delicate. So Wanji, I'm going to need you to protect me. Wanji's like, as per usual in this current timeline. But yeah, he needs his help protecting. And he also says in the audio drama and the novel too, he's like, my swordsmanship, I haven't used a sword in a long time, so it's probably not going to be up to par, so I'm going to need some help. And then we cut to our disciples and baby Ling. And you can tell that Ling throughout this entire segment feels guilty for stabbing WuXian. He feels guilty for it, so that WuXian's like, are you okay? It's like, and Ling's like, yeah. And there's not, it's unspoken between them. I'm waiting for the moment where they talk about it, where they talk about Ling stabbing WuXian and WuXian being like, it's okay, I get why you did it. I just, I'm glad you're okay. And this whole Jin Chan kid, this Jin Chan member of the Jin clan that's just teasing Ling. I'm like, shut up. I'm glad he gets headbutt. He tries to like, and I like that Ling gets on to him, right? And then of course, I like that before we get to Chang arriving, Xichen from the Ni clan, right? Or Xichen from the other clan that helped out during the Sunshine campaign. He trusts WuXian. He's like, I put my trust in WuXian because he saved us and he saved us before. And I'm like, good on you, Xichen. Good on you for being a decent person. But then Chang and Qiren arrive. And Qiren, I love this panel on the Manhua where Qiren's just like, he just sees Wanji there and he's like, this is how it's going to be, huh? Okay. But yeah, all these people arrive. They talk about Sushi's there. Of course, Sushi's there. And they talk about Yao having an assassination attempt. And WuXian just kind of snorts in the novel like, of course, an assassination attempt. But we know it was Xichen going to see him. So there, it's, you know, that's the case. So it's very curious, right? And the novel was a little bit weird. The novel had a line towards the end of it where it almost seemed like it was suggesting that Yao was there. But I was like, they just said Yao had an assassination attempt and he's back at the tower. So, which is it? It was a weird wording, and I don't know if the translation I had was just off. So y'all have to comment down below. I don't think Yao's at the cave with them. I think it's just the mob and Sushi. But that's what I think. I don't think Yao's actually with WuXian and Wanji at the cave, so y'all have to comment. But the translation at the end of the novel was very weird. Like somebody comes up and tells a story, and then someone says, "That's exactly right, section leader Yao," and I was like, "He's not there, is he?" So that part was a little confusing, and it's not addressed in the audio drama, so I don't think that's the case. I think Yao's back at the tower with Xichen, and then amidst everything, he says that he's not alone. WuXian's like, "I'm not alone anymore. I have Wanji here," and in the audio drama, Wanji's like, "I am here." And then it ends saying like the historical battle of the righteous versus the wrong. The quote-unquote righteous versus the quote-unquote wrong. It's like, So yeah, I'm going to be very curious to see how this goes down. Because a lot of you said that the cave fight from the Donghua is different than the novel. So that's going to be curious to see what all ends up happening there. And then comparing it to the Untamed when we get to it in the show. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. But these chapters, they were so good. So good. I really, really liked them. So yeah, we do have one more thing to watch. We have Villainous Friends, which is Yao and Yang. So I'm very excited. It'll be our last thing to watch for season 2. Like I said, I'm probably going to watch the Wei Ying Accompanying You to Sleep on my own, because we watched the Accompanying You to Sleep with Wanji, and I feel like it's going to be kind of the same deal. So that'll be that. But this will be our last little dive into season 2 extras as we look at this. So I've got it pulled up here. I'm pretty excited, but we'll see. So let's start this final little section here in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Warning for strong language because of Yang. Okay. Okay. Not surprising. Mm-hmm. Oh God, he hates... Oh my God! Oh my gosh! I also love in the image here, Yang's coat. Like, it's such a fashionable coat. Look at that. Oh my God. Broad daylight, for no reason. There are plenty of things that happen for no reason. Wow. Out of the blue disasters. Wow. I'm also realizing something about the Untamed episodes that you all will watch here in a little bit that I'm going to talk about here in a second. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. I just realized something and I'm like, oh, I should have said that in the Untamed, but I'm going to talk about it here when we get done with this. Now I have to pay for everything. Ha! That's very WuXian logic from season 1. Hmm. Be normal for once. Oh. Hmm. 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 You little delinquent. Oh. 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 Such a big bruise on it. Oh. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. I love this music. So he is trying to restore it. Yep. So this is pretty far in the past. Uh huh. Okay. Okay. A corpse creating arena. Wow. Hmm. Why won't you drink it? Yes, he doesn't trust him. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, too slowly. Oh. Huh. So comparing it to Wuxian's. Hmm. What'd he give him? Oh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. And to see him like a kid in a candy store. Oh my gosh. Hmm. Oh, and he wants the flute. Chang took it. Yeah, he took it. Mmm. Mmm. What good is it? Oh, are things ever that simple? Mmm. Gone mad. He thinks he's not dead. Mm hmm. Yeah. Interesting. Hey, Sue. A criminal. Okay. Ah. Ha! Ooh. Yao's like, Young's like, I want to know. Mm-hmm. He's seen through it. I have no choice. Oh my God. Like, I'm so filled with regret, but I have to do it. To stand above all others. Oh my gosh. They'll see you for your true selves. Oh. Oh my God, that laugh. Oh my God. Oh my God, Yao. Oh my God. Oh. But you end up But you end up killing him anyway, so it's like there's a 9-year-old kid. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my God. Your dad will die rotting in a pile of prostitutes. And that's what ends up happening. Oh my God. Ew. No. We'll go somewhere else to drink tea, not tongue tea. Gives a holy meaning to spilling the tea. Oh my God. A long story. Hmm. Discount mother of yours. Wow. Oh, interesting. So is this... I'm wondering if they're going to kill Daddy Jin in this. I know the way. Oh my god. Like this has happened. Huh. Huh? Huh? Just look nice and shut up. Soon she'll get ideas and thinking. Yes! Yes! Soon she'll get ideas and thinking. Okay, Gaston. Gross. And it's kind of like talking about Yao's mom. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's... Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Young's like, what were we talking about? Oh, shit. Oh, you know, I'm glad they're giving us these warnings. Hmm. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. Yang. Save some energy. Even chickens and dogs can't escape. Oh. Wow. Oh. Just because he doesn't like you. Wow. Oh. What is this? Hmm. Oh my god, it's song. Or song Xichen. Oh. It's Song Lan though, isn't it? And Xichen! Oh my gosh, and the precursor to Yi City. Oh my god. Wow. How about this? Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Cruel. Mm. Yeah, because they have the Taoists, yeah. The evildoer blaming others. Hmm. Say it. Hmm. 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 Interesting. Have a safe trip. Oh my god. Hmm. Why are you so enraged? You pretend to be all high and mighty. Hmm. 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 Oh my gosh! Gouge his eyes and shatter his heart. God. Oh my god. And he didn't know them. Uh huh. Hmm. They're two gentlemen. Don't go bothering them. Better to offend a lowlife than a gentleman. Wow. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. Wow. Huh. Play it safe. I don't know. That's very much in Young's character. But I am. But I am afraid. Hmm. Hmm. This is so good. Oh, that can't be it. There's still more, right? Surely not gonna give us 4 minutes of song, are they? Oh, come on. Damn it. I'm assuming we're gonna get to see the thing with Daddy Jin and the prostitutes later that's getting built up. I can't believe they just foreshadowed D-City with that. That was so good. So establishing a lot with Yang and Yao's characters. Holy cow. I guess it was. I'm gonna skip ahead to 25. It is. Dang it. Yep, that was the end. Wow. Okay. Huh. Man. Holy cow. Okay. So that was really good. That was a really good extra. That's probably been one of my favorite extras in this so far. Just not only because it's an extra in terms of the fluff. Like, I liked Iron Hook a lot. Iron Hook was like a nice little fan servicey. It was good. But I really liked this because of all the foreshadowing that it does, and explains so much about Yao and Yang's characters. Like, it's really, really good. So the idea of Yang's whole perspective, he's like, not everything has to have a reason. He's like, if I want to wreck shit, I'm gonna wreck shit. I mean, I don't care. And Yang's not being afraid. Yang's like, I don't care what I do. I'm not afraid. Like, it's a very like teenage mentality of like, I do what I want, you know, respect my authority sort of thing. And Yang just doesn't care. I was gonna note, y'all will see later today, if you watch my Untamed reactions, I'm watching the episode where the Nightless City and the Yiling Patriarch comes out. And in the moment, there's a figure in the shadows playing a flute, and I thought it was Yang. But looking at the picture of the audio reaction, I didn't see the glove with the pinky missing. So I'm like, maybe it's not Yang. Maybe it's Yao playing the flute. So I'm probably going to blame Yang in that thing. But now I'm like, oh no, it's not him. So I'm like, ah. But yeah, so Yao just doesn't care. He's like, I just go around, get what I want. I don't care, and I do it, and I'll threaten people if they get mad at me. And it's like, oh my God. And so we cut to the experiments that he's doing on behalf of Daddy Jin for the tiger amulet, like doing all these fierce corpse experiments and getting them all together. It's like, oh my God, like just all this experimentation. And it's very clear that Yao does not trust Yang. Yao knows that Yang is a wild card, and he's just using him to get the tiger amulet and to get what Daddy Jin wants. Like, Yao's just putting on a good face and being frenzies with Yang because it's convenient for him, but he doesn't trust him at all. Like, and he's very wise not to drink the tea. He's like, nope, not gonna drink this tea. And then you find out it's made with like people's tongues. It's like, but yeah. So he gives him the manuscripts of Wuxian's from when he was 19, and Yang's voice actor does such a good job of sounding like a kid in a candy store. He's like, oh my gosh, and being so excited. But of course, they're not complete. And we get the context that Chang kept the flute. He kept Chang, and that Yang's like, well, just trade him the sword for the flute. And Yao's like, I've already tried that. But Chang believes that Wuxian will come back, and Wuxian will want the flute more than the sword. So he's not going to do it. So he's like, I've already tried that. It's not going to work. And then the whole thing with Hisu and the clan, that Yao just was like, bye, you guys are here for experiments. See ya. It's such a precursor of just how Yao easily gets rid of people and does not show remorse about it. Because he's like, no. Yao it's crazy. And Hisu blames me. He's like, you just want to stand above everybody else. And again, he calls him the son of a prostitute, and that's it. But he also foreshadows what they're about to do to Daddy Jin. He's like, your father, and he says it to Yao as an insult, but it's really like, did you just give Yao the idea how to kill his father, right? Because he's like, your father will die upon a pile of bloody prostitutes, and Yao's like, it's not a bad idea. You know, it's just, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that foreshadowing. And then, yeah, he just kills his whole family, everyone. And the dad's like, but he's 9, he won't hurt you. And he's like, sorry, you said your whole family were great cultivators, so I guess we're going to just get rid of all of you, and then we won't have that problem anymore. Amazing. And yeah, and then Yang cuts out the tongue to make the tea. And then we cut to Daddy Jin, where they go to pick him up from the Pure Blossom Pavilion, the Pear Blossom Pavilion. And it's so telling that Yao knows exactly how to maneuver his way around there, right? He knows where to go and how to do it. And then that line where Daddy Jin was drunk and talking about how he's like, he was so... Daddy Jin is my least favorite character in the story because he's like, ladies shouldn't be reading and writing. They should just be... Or painting. They should just be like making clothes and whoring themselves out. So soon they'll get ideas and start thinking. And then they'll have kids and want to raise the kids. And then they'll just get all ambitious. And he's talking about Yao. And Yao has to listen to that. And it's at that moment, I feel like at that moment, Yao had cemented the idea that I'm going to kill Daddy Jin. Like, no. It's like, But that line where Yang is like, let me do the fucking. He's like, let me take care of him. And I'm like Yang just proving how not a nice person he is, talking about like what he would do to somebody. And it's like, yeah, no, that's not cool. Not cool at all. But he says he'll do the dirty work for Yao. And Yao's like, no, I got this. We're fine. You just meet up where I tell you to. We'll be fine. And then, of course, because Yang doesn't care, he smashes the stand again out of spite, and that's where Xichen and Song come in, right? And I like that he says he does a job thoroughly. Yang is like, I do a job thoroughly. Once I get started, I don't just stop. It's like, But there's also that establishment right before Song and Xichen come in. There's that establishment where Yang and Yao are talking, and Yao is like, it's much easier. Well, they talk afterwards about this, but Song and Xichen come in to help the cart owner. They just happen to be in the area, and it's foreshadowing of Yi City. When Yang said he wanted to cut out Song's eyes and smash his heart, I was like, oh, that's essentially what he does, right? And the music changed right when he said that. It's like everything, the audio drama knows, it's such good foreshadowing. It's great. But yeah, the idea that Yang's like, I don't know who those people are and I don't care. I don't like them. And then that's when Yao tells him the metaphor or the analogy of you can kick a man that's, you can kick down a normal man, but you can't, what do you say? Like, I forget the exact way he phrased it, but he's like, it's easier to kick a low life than a gentleman. Yeah. Because he's like, a low life, if you kill him, nobody's going to care. But a gentleman, people are going to care and it'll cause a stir. And I'm like, oh, that's such a dirty, gross analogy. And then Yang is like, I'm not afraid of anything. And Yao's like, I'm very afraid. Like, Yao has a lot to... Here's the thing. Yang has nothing to lose. Yang's like, I came from the streets. I have nothing to my name. I'm doing this for fun and because it's chaotic and I like it. And y'all give me money. So he's like, I'm fine with it all. But Yao's like, I have clawed my way up to this position and this status. I have a lot to lose. So, God, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. Oh my gosh, that one was really good. And so that has me hyped for later on when hopefully we find out the resolution of that with Daddy Jin in the prostitutes. That's going to be interesting. But man, yeah, just showing how sinister Yao can be behind the scenes and just the way he talks to Yang, the way he like spins his words and everything. It's like, it's quite fiendish, right? But yeah, that's great. This whole section, I loved this week's discussion. These three chapters 63 through 68 were great. The whole Villainous Friends was great. This week was awesome. Perfect for Valentine's Day, right? Sure. But these chapters were wonderful, and I really enjoyed them. So I hope y'all did too. I am very curious to know your thoughts down below. But yeah, we're going to see what happens on the old Burial Mound Cave next week as we start the final season of the audio drama. It's all coming down to this, the last act. I'm pretty excited. So in the meantime, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and yeah, I'll be back next week with more Modao Zushi. Bye.